How do you deal with that?
I think you're always going to get the odd bit of that, and I think certainly with TV, suddenly a show starts doing well somewhere, and you get the odd missile sent your way, and I think you just learn to take the rough with the smooth, and as I said, not kind of not believe too much of either of it. But yeah, it is a part of a life in the media, I guess.
Now, I know that your father was a great hero. What was it about your dad that inspired you so much?
He was a very gentle, kind, cosy man, and I look back now, and I've got 3 boys, and I guess a sort of big loss in my life is that wasn't around to sort of see them, and I think he'd love them so much. But he very much always said, what matters in life is to follow your dreams and to look after your friends, and that was kind of life in a nutshell always for him. And I'd love to be able to pass that on to our kids one day. I was just very lucky to have a very cool dad. Yeah.
Do you want your children to follow in your footsteps?
No, they've got much more brains than that, Jesse, age 6, announced the other day he's going to be a librarian, which was an encouraging step forward. I think they kind of just think Dad's got a weird job, and can't quite understand it all. So no, hopefully they've got more sense.
You've written a lot of books. You've written a book about Everest, Facing Up. You've written Facing the Frozen Ocean, Born Survivor, Bears, Great Outdoors Adventures. But your latest book is slightly different, With Love from Papa. Tell us about that.
It's just a little book of kind of thoughts and advice for me to the boys. And it's just kind of learned from a lifetime of making lots of mistakes probably. And just from people that have inspired me. And it's nice little short quotes like, be the most enthusiastic person you know, and how you speak about others speaks loudest about yourself. And lots of those sort of quotes of just things I wanted to pass on to them and actually have written down. So it's called With Love, Papa, and it's quite sweet. It's funny actually because when you call me now, you always get one of the bits of advice is it goes, when you telephone someone, ask them, is it a good time to speak first? It's always really annoying when if you're in the middle of something and people just launch into a thing. I always think it's nice, whenever I ring someone, I always try and just say, is it a bad time? Now, whenever I notice you instantly, you go, there, hi, is it a good time to speak? I go, oh. And now know it's you.
Anyone who's seen you with your family knows how important your family are to you. What's the kind of secret of being a good father, good husband?
Oh gosh, I wish we were all trying to find the secret of that, but I kind of like the thing that love protects and love gives, and I think that's kind of critical things with families. But we're really blessed. We've got 3 great boys, and Shara's a gorgeous mum, and really they're the great kind of inspiration for me in a lot of things. And I think Shara always thinks I could be a stronger discipliner. But it's hard, I'm away a lot and then you get back and, Shara goes, well, I'm always a baddie, why are they always running to you? But yeah, I should be better at disciplining.
So, who does the cooking in your household?
I've definitely noticed less people come around for dinner if I say I'm cooking. Yeah.
And what do you eat in your household?
We kind of eat very normal. I don't eat snakes and everything at home, That's work. No, my boys love making loads of cakes, and we eat kind of nice food, don't we, honey? Yeah.
Anything that you would not eat?
Some, I don't know, there's been a lot of very bad stuff over the years, from sort of elephant dung to bear poo to, this is a long list of nasty things, but, survival is about putting your prejudices aside and doing whatever you need to do, and survival food's really sort of pretty. So yeah.
I think I need to change the subject. Tell us about your faith. We live in a culture.
That's not very pretty. It's a bit messy as well.
Well, we live in a culture that's very kind of suspicious about faith, and there's a kind of temptation, I suppose, to be cynical. And is faith just a kind of another survival mechanism?
Faith's always hard, and I think if it's to be meaningful, it's intimate. But is it a survival mechanism? I think in some ways maybe. We're all kind of surviving in our own ways, and people often say, is your faith a crutch to you? And I always used to be quite defensive and go, no, but actually the more I think about it, what does a crutch do? It helps you stand, and does my faith help me stand? The honest answer is yes, but I always also feel it's more than that. It's much more of a backbone that runs through who I am, and it's kind of the secret strength that I try and draw upon, and it's where I find my meaning and peace in my life. So yeah. I mean, I've learned as well. It takes a proud man to say he needs nothing, and a proud man that says he never needs any help. And I've seen difficult places and difficult times, whether it's up Everest with people losing their lives, or through the army stuff, or and I think I always like that quote that says there's no such thing as an atheist in the death zone or in a lifeboat, and I think that there's an element of that to it.
But is it just that? I mean, is it when you're in a dangerous situation and you cry out to God? What about the day to day, the rest of the time?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, my faith is a relationship with God, and relationship is there in the bad times, it's there in the good times. I think what happens though is that we're human, and when we're in difficult places, life gets stripped very raw of all the stuff that normally surrounds the fluff of life, and what you really value comes to the front. And I think the struggle is that then in normal life is to hold on to that precious thing you've glimpsed in those difficult moments. But for me, faith is simple. I think it's easy to complicate things and get bogged down and stuff. But I love that verse that says, "I've come to give you life." And that's I sometimes think, maybe God's come to make me feel bad, or to do this, or make me look smart. But it's not. It's about finding life. And I've always wanted to live life to the full. And that's the heart of faith for me.
We want to make sure that everyone's safe on the way home. So, could you give some tips on how you survive if you're attacked? I mean, for example, could you demonstrate on someone? I mean, we have got Jamie Hayes here, who's willing. I think Jamie would be willing to be a volunteer and demonstrate. Just be the kind of.
Where's Jamie? Do you want to do something?
Well, yeah.